say that strategy, structure, and systems must act in unison for any organization. Okay. So what we are saying is all these systems, Industry 4.0, Industry 5.0, the right system should be chosen for your strategy of the organization. And the earlier topic that was assigned to me was about manufacturing. So I'll be touching manufacturing also a little bit. Okay. So what had happened was Dr. Sandeep Shukla, your registrar, first he told me that time allotted to me is 1 hour. The next email came, they said it's only half an hour. And now since there are so many delays, so I have only 20 minutes to speak. So please forgive me if I'm skipping some of the topics. You can get in touch with me at rrkiitk@gmail.com if you have any doubts or whatever. Okay, I have videos which I can share with you. Okay, so that is the scenario. Okay, so the question is, what are different strategy types? Have you heard about Michael Porter? What strategy types he is talking about? Anyone? Anyone from the audience? What generic strategy types Sir Michael Porter had talked about? Students, please. Okay, it doesn't matter. So what is being said is, there are 3 strategy types given by Sir Michael Porter. One is cost leadership. You know, what you say is, I am competing in the market, and I am saying that my cost is minimum, as low as possible. Okay? And that's how I compete in the market. For example, Nano, they say that it is the cheapest car or $2,000 car. Okay? And on the other hand, BMW will say that my car is not the cheapest, but I'm giving so many other features, so many controls, so many climate control and so many other features in the car, and my car costs not less than 1.5 crore a piece. So that strategy is known as differentiation. Okay? And to this, Sir Miles and Snow added one more strategy type, which is referred to as analyzers. These people have legs in both these segments, in cost leadership segment as well as in the differentiation segment. Okay. And then later on, Sir Miller and Roth gave another strategy type, which is known as innovator. These people will bring in cutting-edge technology to the marketplace. So that's how, briefly, we can say that there are 3 strategy types: cost leadership, differentiation, and innovator. There are so many types of innovators. So because of paucity of time, kindly forgive me, I cannot spend too much time on it. So I will quickly get down to the, okay. And so now, next question is, what are different manufacturing facilities? Okay, so one can talk about these things in a brief. So sorry, I'm rushing out. So 3 strategy types are mass production. I worked in telco, and they produced 100 trucks per day, rolling out in the assembly line. And they will have a huge investment, and they will have a huge assembly line and transfer lines, and the production will take place. The idea is, the more you produce, the fixed cost per unit becomes nearly 0. And that is how you achieve cost leadership. Second one is job shop. To say the job shop is, you can have lathe machine or a shaper machine or a drilling machine. So these types of general purpose machines will be there. And then you can have batch production. So that is another type. And the third one is flexible manufacturing systems. So here every machine is a CNC controlled machine with a robotic arm. Okay, and the point is the setup time is nearly zero. Okay, and therefore, from mass production, we have moved to mass customization in flexible manufacturing systems. Okay. And now one can also talk about bionic, holonic, and fractal manufacturing. Okay. So I'm skipping these things. And the next question is, what are different types of manufacturing systems? You must have heard about just-in-time. You must have heard about MRP. It was material requirements planning. That is referred to as MRP1, and next one is manufacturing resources planning, which is MRP2. And the next one is OPT, which is optimized production technology. Okay. Now the idea is, how do you match production system to production facility type? The question to this, answer to this question is in the next slide, which says, mass production uses JIT, job shop uses MRP1 or MRP2, okay, and OPT is used by all. Okay. So this is what is being said. And now what I do is, I come down directly to the components of Industry 4.0. It started from Industry 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, and 4.0, and now we have Industry 5.0. So let me list the components of Industry 4.0. And these are, as it is said here, databases, query languages, big data like Hadoop, okay? And then we have analytics. I'm not saying anything new, it's all available on the internet. Types of analytics are descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive. If you just type in wiki, you can find these analytics types. Nothing very new about it. Okay? So the descriptive analytics is used when complexity is very high. Okay? And predictive and prescriptive analytics, they use optimization, statistical techniques, regression to solve problems and give definite answers to decision makers. In diagnostic analytics, you identify key variables which will describe the situation, and you control these key variables and you will be able to solve the problem. So these are the analytics, four types of analytics which I have listed. That are not I have listed, this is available in literature. And then there is another component of Industry 4.0 is machine vision. A job is being produced, a camera will be watching it, and it will point out that surface finish is good. As soon as the surface finish falls below quality, it will raise an alarm, and people will investigate and whether there is tool wear or some machine setting has gone bad, and that will be corrected. So this machine vision is an important component of Industry 4.0. Okay. And next is IoT, Internet of Things. So I am rushing, so kindly excuse me. Internet of Things, there is a three-layered IoT, which is composed of what is called perception layer, which determines what kind of data is required for analysis. And in between there is a network layer, and then there is an application layer. That is a three-layered IoT. It is used by organizations which have a simplest business model. Okay. Next, if you add to this three-layered IoT, if you add a middleware, okay, or if you add a business applications layer, then it becomes a five-layered IoT. And to this five-layered IoT, if you add data transport layer, edge layer, and also add what is known as security layer, then it becomes a 7 or 9 layered IoT. Okay, so these are different components of IoTs in the part of Industry 4.0. Next is RFID. You are all available, you are all in full know of these things. So what they do is, earlier what used to happen is, in manufacturing, the worker will complete the job and go to the computer terminal and feed the data that I have completed the job, and now, so that information system is as high fidelity as possible. If the operator makes an error in data entry, then what you have is a garbage in, garbage out model of computer systems. Okay. So with RFID, the data fidelity can be very high. One can use barcode also. The next is, of course, artificial intelligence and machine learning is the talk of the world nowadays, and that can be definitely be used. That's also a component of Industry 4.0. Next, we have what is known as additive manufacturing. There's a revolution in manufacturing. Here, what they do is they add a small layer of metal on the surface, and that's how they build the entire job. Okay? So this is a total breakaway from conventional manufacturing, which is machine manufacturing and tool manufacturing. Here you deposit molten metal layer by layer, and this is known as additive manufacturing. And the point is, because of this additive manufacturing, any design can be manufactured. So because of this, designer gets the veto power. I have designed this, now manufacturing can produce it by using additive manufacturing technology. Okay. So that is what it is. And then of course we have robots. Okay. And then we have multi-agent systems. Now what is a multi-agent system? Everything is automated, and for what we have now is a production agent. Now what is an agent? Agent is a software entity which can communicate with its environment. So what they have done nowadays in Western world, all the production knowledge is encapsulated into a software, and that is referred to as production agent. All the knowledge in finance is encoded in a software, and that is referred to as finance agent. Similarly, marketing agent and HR agent. So the thing is, you don't need human beings anymore. So what they have done is, this technology is now being used as a multi-agent system technology, which will replace the human being, and it will, of course, that you have not reached that level where it can be completely autonomous, but certainly this multi-agent system can aid the top management in taking right decisions. जैसे हमारे कुलपति जी ने बताया कि मशीन थकता नहीं है. Okay. So this computer software, if all the knowledge is encapsulated, it can give the best advice to the decision maker, and he makes a decision. Next is, I have missed out one item in this, and that is known as blockchain technology. In blockchain technology is an ordered distributed database which is ordered on a time scale, okay, by using pointers. As soon as the day's transactions are over and all the data is authenticated, the data can be locked. Nobody can change it. Okay? So now you have huge data available which can be analyzed by using statistical softwares and statistical techniques, and useful managerial insights can be drawn, which will help you to make better and better decisions. Okay? So that is the multi-agent technology which is being developed. So all this is part of Industry 4.0. And the point is, what happens if you use Industry 4.0? it comes in the next slide. I visited a German factory in 2019, a BMW factory. It produces 2.4 million cars per year, okay? And number of people in the shift, in any shift, is less than 10, including managers and workers. So what happens to HR? I think you will need HR for robots and cobots, not for human beings. You know, and as Kulpati ji told, in Industry 4.0, entire Europe is aging, Japan is aging, so this technology suits them. But the issue is, if we follow this technology, what happens to jobs for 1.4 or 1.6 billion people? You know, it's a point to be pondered about. Okay. So now what I do is, quickly, whatever is the state of art regarding Industry 4.0 and strategy, okay? I have given this PhD thesis to your faculty, Dr. Anurag Pandey, and also to your registrar, Dr. Sandeep Shukla. These theses you can refer to them in your spare time. And I have given the gist of these theses in 2-3 sentences. It says, cost leadership uses barcode, and differentiation strategy uses RFID. And this has been corroborated by real-life data which has been collected across the globe. So this theory is supported by data all around the world. Next is the thesis of Sonal Gupta, who was also my student, and she argued that cost leaders use predictive and prescriptive analytics. Differentiation strategy uses diagnostic analytics, and innovators use descriptive analytics. So this is the point I was saying. Do not use just any kind of Industry 4.0 tool. It should be aligned with your strategy to be most effective. Okay. And the next thesis is on multi-agent system is of one of my MTech students. He said that given all these production, finance, and marketing and HR agents, okay, you can design a multi-agent system which is either centralized or either decentralized. So both things are possible. If you want a decentralized multi-agent system, ask your vendor to design appropriately and use it in your organization. Or if it is a centralized multi-agent system that is required by your organization, you can choose appropriate multi-agent systems to suit your organization. And just a point to note that centralization is high in cost leaders, and differentiation and innovators have decentralized organization structure. Okay, and what happened was in Industry 5.0, following were added. So the first technology is that of cobots. Cobots is referred to as collaborative robots. For example, you have a friend who will advise you if you face a difficult situation. Now what is envisioned is every person in organization will have a collaborative robot who will consider entire context in which you are working and will reason out his advice to you, and it will help you to make a better decision. So that is what is envisioned in the time to come, that every person working in organization will have a robot जो कभी थकता नहीं है. If you are tired, then you will lose your decision-making ability. But if it is assisted by robot, you can make very good decisions even at the end of 7 or 8 hours of working. So that is the new technology which is come up by using artificial intelligence and machine learning. Okay. Next is digital twin technology. If you have any system, now the simulation technology is so advanced that we can create a brother of that particular system on a computer system and simulate that system and then use all the advanced statistical techniques and find out which policy or which rule gives the best decisions for your system. So this is the digital twin technology which has come up, which is part of Industry 5.0. And the next technology, which is well-known technology, is the enterprise social media. Okay. For example, you have a Facebook and you have Instagram, which is known as the social media. And here, in organizations, you could have a enterprise social media, where all the transactions, important transactions are recorded, okay? And every person can be booked if he makes a wrong decision. And therefore, everybody makes rational and better decisions. And it helps you to control organizational politics, which can run counter to the benefit of the organization. So what has happened is one of my papers on this Industry 5.0 mentioned in the red ink is accepted for publication in IWM conference, which will be presented in December 19, 2024. And I will tell you what is the gist of that paper. Copy of this paper is given to Sir Dr. Anurag Pandeyji. You can take copy from it. He promised me that he will scan it and pass it on to everybody. You can read through that. But I'm giving the gist of this paper in this presentation, which says that cost leadership will continue to use robots. Because in cost leadership, uncertainty is not there. Things are fairly certain. They don't change their products very often. Our product life cycle is very high. It's only in differentiation where product life cycles are very small, and there you will need collaborative robots, which are known as cobots. So this is what is argued in this paper and accepted by referees. Okay. And what it says is it will require more effort to build a cobot for differentiation than for cost leaders. Because the more the uncertainty, it is that much of a more challenge to artificial intelligence and machine learning to solve the problems of organizations which are on hand. And it has been found that if one uses enterprise social media, then it affects what kind of analytics will be used. We argued that innovators use descriptive analytics, but with enterprise social media, you use predictive and prescriptive analytics. So use of enterprise social media affects what kind of analytics is used in the organization. So that is what Dr. Sonal Gupta has argued in her thesis, who was my PhD student. And as I mentioned, on each of these topics, I can speak for about 1 hour, and there's a limitation of time. And those who are interested, they can get in touch with me at rrkiitk@gmail.com. And if you are interested in adding value to yourself, please get in touch with me. I'll be more than happy to help you out. And for your kind information, it was not mentioned in my introduction. I'm a retired professor, this January I will become 66, and I'll be very happy if I can help you to add value to yourself. Okay? And so with this, I wish this conference a great success, and I can take questions if permissible by the organizers, because I think I have exceeded my time limit. Thank you very much. Questions ले सकते हैं?
Sir, please.
हाँ. Questions, please. It appears that there are no questions. Thank you again.
Thank you, sir, for sharing. Sir, I would request you to be on stage, please. Thank you, sir, for the wonderful knowledge shared with our students. I would request Dr. Dinesh Kumar Pandey, sir, to please come on stage and present, sir, with a memento. Sir, please occupy center stage. Thank you once again, sir, for sharing your valuable time and inputs. We are truly honored and grateful for the same. Just to mention a small information, no event is successful without the eminent contribution of our sponsors. I would like to thank LIC for being a key contributor and sponsor to this event. It has been a fruitful relationship between LIC and PSIT so far. I would request the media team also to play a 30-second clip for the LIC.
पता है, I was a bright student. कुछ करना चाहती थी, कुछ बनना चाहती थी. आप अपना खुद का स्टार्ट कीजिए ना.
खुद का बिजनेस. पर उसमें पैसे तो बहुत लगेंगे ना.
Zero investment.
Zero investment?
हाँ, I'm doing it. मैं एक
प्रिंसिपल मैडम.
She's my client. मैं LIC एजेंट हूँ.
LIC एजेंट बनो. अब बड़ा सोचो. हमारी वेबसाइट पर जाएं या अपनी नजदीकी LIC शाखा से संपर्क करें.
Once again, thanks to LIC. So, moving the session ahead, I would like to request my co-host for the day, Ms. Sebia Yadav ma'am, to come and announce our next keynote speaker for the session.
Thank you, sir. Next up, we have with us a very talented and highly skilled Professor Dr. Ashish Dwivedi, sir. Professor Dr. Ashish Dwivedi works in the area of operations management and decision sciences at Jindal Global Business School. He holds a doctorate from Department of Management Studies, Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, India. He holds a MTech degree in mechanical engineering with specialization in computer-aided design and manufacturing from Motilal Nehru National Institute of Technology, Prayagraj, India. He is an engineering graduate in mechanical engineering. In his doctoral research, he developed information and decision synergy models for performance improvement in product recovery systems. His research has been published in various journals of international repute, including Journal of Cleaner Production, Business Strategy and Environment, Annals of Operations Research, International Journal of Production Research, Technology Forecasting, and Social Changes, and so forth. He has also presented his research works in various international conferences held in US and Dubai. I welcome Professor Dr. Ashish Dwivedi, sir, on stage. Can we have a huge round of applause? I request Dr. Dinesh, sir, to present a sapling to our respected speaker.
So, first of all, I would start with giving a word of thanks, just because of whom I am here for this presentation, Dr. Harit, Dr. Shukla, the other various faculty members, Professor Karan, and the others faculty members of the MBA department. And after the inaugural session, it's a very good afternoon to all the students, faculty members. So where is the energy? Oh, thank you. So the start, we will make it with the introduction to what Industry 5.0 is, maybe just giving a brief introduction about it and what are the various contributions to the business practices. So Industry 5.0 till what we are here for discussion actually started with 1.0, that is the mechanization we have, where we have the steam and the water powers in the 1800s. Then we shifted in the 1900s to the Industry 2.0, where we were probably focusing on the assembly lines. We were doing the mass production. And in the 2000, we shifted to Industry 3.0, which is the use of computers and the automated machines. Now, in 2010, Industry 4.0, a new paradigm came, which adopted the new technologies which you have been continuously listening maybe prior to the break, and now also the use of technologies like Internet of Things, you have artificial intelligence, machine learning, and various sensors and actuators. The purpose was to eradicate the involvement of human. So the human part was missing. There was an urgent need to bring the power in mind instead of just using the powers of machines. That was a very essential requirement. So this made the concept of Industry 5.0 emerge somewhere in the 2020s, somewhere coined by Michael Rada, which was bringing the human intervention back again into the machine parts. So machines help the human beings to reduce the unnecessary burden. On the other hand, human help machine to get them better trained. That will help them in better decision making over a period of time. That is very important to understand. Now, since we have a lot of information on the Industry 5.0 and the business practices, there again comes a number of, let's say, challenges which is still the emerging economies, that is a developing country which in India is also a part of, face as a hurdle or a challenge. Every organization or industry is absolutely, they are actually looking to adopt the Industry 5.0 practices. But there are challenges in terms of monetary gains. So the companies which are sitting, they are always try to fulfill the financial goals alongside the sustainability goals. So I will just quote an example. I was giving a presentation somewhere back in Dubai. So there was a person from US who just came with some of his presentations giving a knowledge on sustainability gains, financial goals. So he was just telling that what you understand by having a green supply chain or green environment. So he was telling we only understand green. Green is basically the US dollars. That is the green color, that's for us. So they are actually looking to make a balance between achieving the financial goals as well as the sustainability goals. That is another important part. So when you talk about Industry 5.2, there are few factors which I would like to touch upon what it contributes to. The very first part is the visibility. Now, what do you mean by visibility? When a person belonging to an operations and decision sciences domain talks about visibility in the supply chain, we are actually looking to have a depth knowledge of a product moving from different phases of a supply chain. So let's assume 5-10 years back, let's say if you make a product pass on from one place to another, how much visible it was, how much visibility it was showing. You seldom used to trace where the product actually is. But nowadays, with the help of digital technologies, you are very much aware at every step where the product is moving. It's simply another example of using the sensors. Maybe let's say you are using a sensor in your tire of a car. That is actually passing the real-time information to the server, who is the server again sending back the information to the consumer that this much your tire has run now and this is the time to replace it. This is what we call as the real-time information decision making made possible with the help of the digital technologies what we talk about. Now, second aspect is what we have already touched is the collaboration, what we call as the collaborative robots, which Professor RK has already talked about a lot. So that is again making the best use of machines where the humans cannot collaborate or where there is actually a problem to work and is life threatening. So use of the, let's say, robots for welding machine, right? Because welding is not an easy job. There is actually a life threat. So use of the robots in the welding is again a very good example where you can use the cobots and all to link upon it. Now, the third very important aspect is the sustainability or sustainable development. So using the Industry 5.0 practices can lead to sustainable development. So, sustainable development is what? When we are trying to work upon three different pillars, that is 3 P's, which we call as the people, profit, and planet. So, anything that is socially acceptable by the society, that is environmental friendly, and economical cheaper. That is what you call as a sustainable development. So it works on the 3 R's, that is reduce, reuse and recycle, which we have now escalated to 2 more, that is refuse and repurpose. But the thing is, are these new terms to a developing country like India? So Honorable Vice Chancellor was again coining a couple of words that sustainability was very much followed in ancient India. So with the globalization, actually, we are now shifting away from it, but now again the time has come that we are coming back again, which can be seen in the form of using cow dung in various forms, maybe as a fuel or maybe as an architect for making the homes and all. We are also very much into using the old clothes for making the quilts, or for water harvesting, we are using the tanks, or let's say you are using the bamboos for making different types of devices. So these are the very old phenomena that we used to follow. But now there is a challenge of bringing the product back into the supply chain. That's what we also call nowadays as the circularity or circular supply chains, which is the need of an hour. So the question, I would like to quote a very important point here that actually says that when you refuse to reuse it, it is the earth that you abuse. So the concept here is that whenever you find any opportunity to make or best use of the waste, that is what will help you move towards sustainable development. So whether you are working, there has to be a phenomena that is very important, that you need to see your besides that what things are going on and how you can best contribute to the society. So here I would like to also touch very important point of bringing the research help build better life for the people. So that was again coined in the previous session that was happening somewhere where we were touching about how research can give benefit to the society. Where comes the important part of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which are 17 and which talk about some of them I would like to quote, that is zero poverty, zero hunger, sustainable production consumption, or you talk about sustainable cities, life on land, climate change and so on. So if you are doing research in any of the perspective, you must check it out. Are you able to link it to the Sustainable Development Goals laid down by the United Nations? Similarly, the Indian government is also working on those aspects of providing the waste to wealth missions or Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. This is all what? This is just trying to make the society aware of all these things, that how better it could be. Right. So now, when we have talked a lot on Industry 5.0 sustainable development, there is another important point which is far more better to understand than these concepts. So as if you were listening to Professor RRK, who has given a lot to the, let's say, society in terms of its literature that's available. But still, if you see him coming here at the age of 66 and just contributing how better he can do, this is what you call as the humble. Right? You need to be very humble to learn everything. You need to be very humble to understand every concept. So in this, one proverb again comes into picture. As you coined the word humble, it is very difficult to adopt. Why? Because a line says it. What is difficult? To be simple is the difficult thing. Are you getting it? So kathin kya hai? Saral hona hi sabse kathin hai. Are you getting it? So this you will come to know when you visit different developed countries. What you will notice there, people are very humble and ready to accept the knowledge you impart, the various techniques you tell them. They are very much eager to adopt such practices. So before I take on from here, another important proverb that comes into picture is, greater threat to planet is the belief that someone else will save it. This was given by Robert Swan. And it says that you should not always be in a practice that suppose I have thrown a particular garbage at a particular section, someone else will come to pick it up, why I should bother about it. No, this is your own social responsibility, how you actually work upon it. If you have that thing ready in mind, you can see several problems within your institution which you would like to work upon. So whether it was using the various robots for picking and dropping, that what you can say as automated guided vehicles for keeping the bookshelf, what Vice Chancellor just told you about, using the concept in the library, or better waste management systems, use of AV, AR, VR, and all the computer science background students, or maybe the others, interdisciplinary research you can do to more contribute towards making a better world or a better campus. So here I will now stop my words related to the Industry 5.0 practices, as I know that we are already running late with time and there are more speakers which will be imparting a great knowledge to you. So at last I would like to quote another word which was given by one of my friends in Sapienza University, Rome, related to sustainability, that sustainability doesn't belong to selfish. It's a way of life and approach that you must pass on to the others so that their dreams can come true. So you should not restrict only the resources that are given to you till now, but you also try to make an effort so that you can impart it to the coming generations. Thank you all. Thank you for the time. Thank you for this wonderful conference.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful session and the knowledge imparted to our students. We are really grateful to you for sharing your valuable information. I would like to request our Dean from Business Administration, Dr. Harit sir, to come and present sir with a memento. Sir, please enter stage, please.
Thank you.
We are truly thankful to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Next, we have Dr. Indrajit Ghoshal, sir, with us. Dr. Indrajit Ghoshal presently serves as an associate professor in Purnima University, Jaipur, Department of Computer Application. I think, yes. Sorry, sir. Dr. Indrajit Ghoshal, sir, serves as an associate professor in Brainware University, Kolkata. Dr. Indrajit, sir, has been awarded PhD in online marketing in 2020. He was awarded FRPM in 2017. He has done his master's on MCA and undergraduate with PSIT. He has published 51 research papers in many reputed journals with indexing such as ABDC, ABS, Scopus, WAS, UGC Care, and many more, and published 6 patents. He has presented paper in 35 international, 7 national, and 4 case studies in many conferences. He is the author of 6 books and published 6 books chapters. Now I welcome Dr. Indrajit sir on stage. Can we have a huge round of applause for him? I request Mr. Karan sir to present the sapling to sir.
Sir, I request this industry.
Yeah, sure.
Can we have some energetic applause, please?
हाँ ऐसे ही विश मैं चेंज ये भी कर सकता हूँ ठीक है बैक नेक्स्ट ओके
Very good morning and good afternoon to all. कहाँ जोश तो नहीं दिख रहा है? जोश चाहिए? हाँ. Very good afternoon. Thank you. First of all, I would like to thank the organizing committee who have invited me as a keynote speaker in this conference. Before coming to the conference, I was having so many plans. I will take so many sessions related because of I am serving as an editor in different journals and books. So I was having some plans. I will be taking one session based on research and editorial sections. So we will get some ideas as a researcher and the scholars and the students and the faculty members also. They will get some ideas. But the thing is that due to time constraint, I will be focusing on that particular topic which is related to your conference, which is most important nowadays, what actually I'm trying to show, and hopefully you will get some ideas regarding this. Before studying, I wanted to do one thing. How many students from MBA? Please raise your hand. Great. How many students from computer science? Please raise your hand. Okay, so all the students from MBA. Great. So because I am from the computer science background, I did my master's in MCA, and then I completed my PhD in online marketing, so management and computer science both. So why I was asking the questions, because of the topic is Industry 5.0, and the topic is extended reality, which is most important. Management student, they has to think about this, first of all. As we know that in management, so many disciplines or so many areas are right now, so many areas are there, right? Like business analytics, data science. And now we are implementing this technology from the management perspective as well as Industry 5.0. Why? Because of industry is looking for that kind of technologies. Industry is looking for that kind of knowledge. Those who are having the knowledge of that technologies, definitely they will be getting that kind of opportunity from the industry. Because of right now, industry is looking for what knowledge you have. It is not that only the theoretical concept should be there. No. As part of the theory as well as technology should come, right? Because of you are the management student. So management student, they has to understand what type of technologies are coming and how the technology will adopt. Because of many industries, they have already adopted this technology, and some of the industries from India as well as from international ways, they are trying to adopt that kind of technologies. Hopefully you have heard about the AR, VR, right? Augmented reality and the virtual reality, right? So because of this topic is, you can see the extended reality. So extended reality encompasses augmented reality, virtual reality, and then mixed reality. Another one is augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality. Another one is assisted reality. Right. Good. So now, as we know that, because we are having little bit ideas about the like metaverse, and under metaverse, augmented reality and the virtual reality. Because of, I did 3 to 4 papers. Already papers have been published on the basis of metaverse technologies. And recently my one book, based on that, metaverse technologies, which is already available, and it has been published from Wiley. So we have covered many topics related to AR and VR. And many contributors, they have contributed their like concept, and they have contributed their chapter on that particular topic. So now we are coming to the next part. If I'm talking about the augmented reality, the virtual reality, hope you are having little bit ideas about it, right? So now the questions are coming, how to incorporate in industry, how to incorporate in business, and who will be the benefited if you are adopting these technologies? Are you getting my point, everyone? So now, these are the types. Here you can see the spectrum of extended reality, which is related to the virtual world and real world, right? Under the virtual world, the many contents will come. Under the real world, many contents will come, right? So now the thing is that, what are the types of XR, which already I told you, and many of them, they have already given the answer, right? The types of extended reality. So these are the type which is related to the virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality, and assisted reality, which is new, assisted reality, because we heard about that augmented reality, virtual reality. Maximum students and the maximum researcher, they are doing some research on that particular topic, that is augmented reality and the virtual reality. But you can see from the Google Scholar, little bit research have done based on extended reality. So there is a gap between the virtual and, yes, real world. Good. So there is a gap. Now it is virtual reality. As we know that virtual reality interact with only the digital world, right? And then they cannot interact with the real world. If I'm talking about the augmented reality, this is very good example of the augmented reality. Most of the Indian companies, they are using, right? Could you tell me, anyone? Very good. Lenskart, and other one? Tata Motors. Anyone? Lenskart, Tata Motors? Amazon, it's not an Indian company. Yes, good. So augmented reality means the augmented reality can interact with real world, right? Can interact with real world. Suppose you are thinking to buy a product, lipstick. So many companies are there, like Lakme, right? So before buying the product, before few years ago, what actually we are trying, we are getting the information through website, and now we are giving the order. But right now, before buying the product, you should know what actually you are trying to buy. And is it feasible? Or? Yes. Now you are giving the order. So hope you are having these ideas. I know that. Because of the students, right now the students are very intelligent. And you have the WhatsApp, you have the YouTube channel, and you are getting a lot of information through website and many applications which is available on the portals and any sites, right? We are getting the information. But the thing is that what problem we are facing, where we have to use and what type of research we will do, we don't know. That is the main problem what actually we are facing. We know that what about augmented reality? and many of the companies they are adopting this technology. But where we have to use and how to use it, and where is the gap in between the real world and the virtual world, there is a problem. Am I right or wrong? Just now, we are talking about the mixed reality. So mixed reality, under the mixed reality, tell me the concept of augmented reality as well as the concept of virtual reality, right? Augmented reality and the virtual reality means you can apply or you can connect with the virtual world as well as, very good, real world. That's why we are adopting. So many companies, they have already adopted. Because of, we are, as already I told you, we are pointing, but we are identifying the Industry 5.0. So keep in your mind, Industry 5.0 in the sense, this technology is most impactful nowadays. We know that under artificial intelligence it will come, right? Under artificial intelligence it will come, right? So under artificial intelligence, so if I'm talking about the AI, if I'm talking about the machine learning, if I'm talking about the IoT, it will come under which technology? Emerging technology. Yes, don't forget, right? It will come under emerging technology. If I'm talking about immersive technology, immersive, not emerging. Under immersive, this will come. Extended reality. AR, VR, MR, and AR. Is it clear to everyone? Under immersive technology, this technology will come. But under emerging technologies, what actually we are adopting? We are adopting AI, we are adopting IoT, we are adopting machine learning, different. We are adopting blockchain. So why they are using basically? Basically, they are using in healthcare sector. You can see, in healthcare sector, lot of applications are there. If I'm talking about emerging technology, if I'm talking about immersive technology, immersive as well as emerging, both using in healthcare as well as ऑनलाइन इंडस्ट्री. अरे तुम लोग ही तो बोलोगे, मैं तो सुनूंगा, तुम लोग तो बोलोगे, बताओ कहां पर यूज हो रहा है मैक्सिमम? यस, ऑनलाइन इंडस्ट्री. मोस्ट ऑफ द ई कॉमर्स इंडस्ट्री, मोस्ट ऑफ द ऑनलाइन इंडस्ट्री, दे आर अडॉप्टिंग दिस. दैट्स व्हाई यू आर गेटिंग द इंफॉर्मेशन थ्रू ऑनलाइन, right? So here you can see, so what mixed reality is doing? First of all, enhanced training. If those companies were adopting this technology, they can enhance their training of the employees because of the concept of virtual reality as well as the augmented reality, both will come, right? Through virtual training or through virtual reality, you can implement or you can enhance the employees. Tell me, employees? Productivity and your productions, what you want to produce and how to capture your market. Because we don't have the options. If I'm talking about the real world is different. If I'm talking about the virtual world, then how to get the informations? If I'm applying the concept of the AMR, mixed reality, then we can implement this concept to enhance our employees' productivity. So you have to give the virtual training. We don't have other options. So you can give the virtual training among them, right? So many things are coming because, as already I told you, because of the time constraint we have to complete. Now we are talking about assisted reality. So virtual reality already I told you, right? Augmented reality already we have seen. Okay, now assisted reality. So it is an example of helmet. Right, helmet है? क्या करता है ये? बताओ, प्रोटेक्ट करता है और क्या करता है? You will get the information. Those who are wearing this, they will get, or he or she will get the whole information what they has to do, right? Any information they will get. This is an advantage of the assisted reality. लेकिन उतना ज़्यादा अभी तो इंडिया में यूज़ नहीं हो रहा है, बहुत ही कम, क्योंकि हम लोग we are trying to adopt, right? बिकॉज ऑफ ईयर अभी भी हम लोग इंडस्ट्री 4.0 से 5.0 में जा रहे हैं, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं जो 5.0 में ही चले तो चारों ओर पूरा AI बन जाता, नहीं, वो तो है नहीं, ठीक है. सो वी आर ट्राइंग टू डू दिस, वी आर ट्राइंग टू अडॉप्ट दिस. सो दिस इज an example of assisted reality, which is most important and which is most impactful nowadays. So there is a gap because of, if I'm talking about how many students have ideas about the assisted reality, so maybe 10 to 15 students will raise their hand. Yes, I have this, I have this, I have this. So many of them, they don't have the ideas about the assisted reality. Am I clear or not? So there is a research gap. If I'm pointing this, so there is a research gap. Little bit research have done on that particular areas. So there is a gap, right, where we can point out. Next, you can see, I think it is not clear visible. देख पा रहे हो तुम लोग? So what actually I have downloaded, little bit research have done on that particular area, that is extended reality. Little bit research after COVID-19. Okay, little bit research because of the augmented reality and the virtual reality. अच्छा, ये extended reality, when the concept is developed in 1960, the concept of development in 1960, but हम लोग कब से इसे यूज कर रहे हैं? AR VR maximum, yeah, COVID-19 से, right? We are using wearable technology, we are adopting AI, right? So at that time, देखो ये भी एक gap है, research gap. So there is a gap. Now, what opportunities? See, what opportunities are there? If we are adopting this technology, not we are, because of you are the youth, you should adopt. Because of sometimes after 2 years or after 3 years, you will be working somewhere. If you are having the ideas how to apply and when you have to apply and how to use it in industry, if I'm looking for this, so you should know, because of you are the youth, right? You should know where you have to apply this, right? So this is the part, if I'm talking about from the Indian context, international context. So how many companies they are using? What type of companies? Walmart, right? Have you heard about it? So Walmart is using. Next, IKEA, yes, good. Next one is Microsoft Holos, right? And another one is automotive companies also. Some of the automotive companies, they are adopting and they are using it. Extended reality. Next one is Nike. So देखो कितना पता चल गया ना? अभी ये शायद पता ही नहीं था हम लोगों को, कितना सारा कंपनी, इंटरनेशनल बेस्ड कंपनी जो they are adopting as well as they have already adopted and they are using. They are selling their product. Right? Now what challenges? High cost. They can reduce the high cost and the time constraint. Reduce cost and the time constraint. They can reduce it. If they are adopting or if they have already adopted this technology, because of it is the opportunities. So those who are trying to adopt this, they can reduce the cost of the product. They can technical complexity, they can reduce the technical complexity, right? If they are facing some technical issue, they can reduce it. So these are the part which is most important. Now if I'm talking about from Indian context, opportunities and challenges, tell me, how many companies? The first one which already I told you. देखो इससे पता चल रहा है इंडिया में कितना सारा कंपनी ये सब यूज कर रहा है. लेकिन बट लिटिल बिट, सो ह्यूज गैप इज देयर. हम लोग तो इंडस्ट्री 5.0 कितना सारा हम लोग बात कर चुके हैं. इंडस्ट्री 5.0, वी आर इन इंडस्ट्री 5.0, वी हैव टू अडॉप्ट दिस. इधर नो वे, यू कैनॉट एक्सप्लोर, द इंडस्ट्री कैनॉट एक्सप्लोर, industry cannot sustain. But the thing is that how many companies have adopted? Only little bit companies. And most of the companies, they are trying to adopt. But there is some issues, right? So you can see retail engagement, Tata Motors, Lenskart, someone is telling, na, Lenskart, right? And Prestige Group, Reliance Retail, Apollo Hospitals. So many hospitals, they are trying to adopt. But Apollo is already adopted. That is the thing. So now you can think, only think, so only Apollo is adopted. If you are trying to prepare a research paper, Kanpur based, now you can think on that. If Apollo is there, Apollo is adopted, so why other hospitals, they are not trying to adopt this one? Is it clear? So there is a gap. Only Apollo is adopted and other rest of them might be, I don't know Apollo is there or not in Kanpur. Apollo is there? Great. So why not others hospitals? I don't know others hospitals they have already adopted or not. But just I'm giving the ideas. I'm giving my advice. You can do that kind of things because our MBA student, they has to do some research work in the final year. You are having this subject now, research methodology? Yes, so definitely you have to do it. So these are the gap. Those who are having the very good ideas of technology, they can do that kind of research. So now these you can see the conclusions. What I'm trying to conclude, changing the way we work, right? XR means extended reality makes training, teamwork, and designing. What is this, man? So big opportunities facing some problem and bright future. So these are the part and the recommendations. Start small, focus on your needs, invest in learning, plan for growth, and stay updated. So these are the part. I am not explaining everything, okay, because of as time constraint. Okay? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, because I am not having the times to, either I will, because as already I told you, I was having some plan to give some ideas about the research work also, but for the time constraint and I'm having a flight also, I have to complete within that time. Okay. So thank you so much. Thanks for your cooperation. Energy चाहिए मुझे. कुछ मिला? Idea मिला तुम लोगों को? Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. We thank Dr. Indrajit sir for sharing some valuable inputs related to the different type of realities we are subjected to in today's world. I would request Priyanka ma'am to come on stage and present sir with a memento, please. Ma'am, please center stage. Harsh. Thank you, sir, for sharing some valuable insights with us. We are truly grateful for the same. Before proceeding ahead to any session, I would like to make the announcement for lunch. Lunch is scheduled at D block. All the students are requested to go to the lunch destination. Also, important information, post lunch, you will be shared information on your class WhatsApp groups. We will have technical sessions post lunch. Everyone who is required to be at the technical session, you will receive a notification on your WhatsApp, and you have to report to that same classroom where you get the information post lunch. The information will be floated soon. You can proceed for lunch.